I couldn't get my mic on. I'm sorry. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Sorry about the delay. I was having technical difficulties. Anyway, I wanted to start the stream slightly different, but like I said, I had a problem. But I'm good now. So let's begin the show. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the stream over by there. And welcome to the Bears Victory Monday. They won the game yesterday. It was a beautiful thing. The best way to start your Sunday afternoon is watching the Chicago Bears. The Bears win the game. They did a wonderful job, and it was exciting to watch. It was a tight game at the end over there, over in the Soldier Field, and there was literally 3 seconds left on the clock, and then they kicked the ball and they got 3 points and they won the game 23-20. It was a beautiful thing to see. I always love it when the Bears win. So I just thought I'd start the show for Hezokuai today. So I just came out. I wanted to tell you guys that the Bears did a great job. Justin Fields was looking really, really good. They're working on getting him, where he needs to be. And he's a young guy, so that's fine with me. And I'm going to go ahead, take a second, and let Hezokuai take over. Thank you. Sorry about that. That guy's still under contract, so I have to let him come on every once a month and once a week and do his thing after the Bears game. So how's everybody doing today? Good morning. Happy Victory Monday to everybody. I'm glad to see everybody here. Let me tell you something, Terry, in case you guys didn't see it on my stream I did over the weekend. I got my Elvis gnome. At the end of the video, I'm going to have him do the oh instead of me. So that's always good. So anyway, let's see who we all got here this morning. We got Script Cat in the house. Good morning. Great to see you, Cliff Higson. Good to see you, Terry Barnes, of course, as always. I am back. Hello. IKISS, welcome back. Great to see you, Commentator Auditor. Another great supporter of the channel. IKISS, yes. All you guys. I always get the best people in here. Team Skeptic was here. I don't know if he's still in the house, but great seeing you always. Hope your European trip is going well and everything's working out for you over there. He's on his way to Amsterdam apparently right now. Commentator Auditor, I am back. Terry Barnes, Team Skeptic. Mystery Softset Theater came in and said just to say hello and then popped back out. Anyway, good to see you. Leland Squirrels, another great supporter of the channel. Always see you around. Even since back in the old days. A lot of you guys have been following me forever. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate so much all of you. Chelsea May, good morning. Internet God, welcome. Let's see. Who else? I think. Oh, Jenna Fig. Yes, welcome. And who else is in here? I think I covered everybody. Oh, Mr. Marlowe. The Bears. That team from a town that starts with a C and ends with an O has a Hago in the middle. That's right. I love that. Let's see. Zuzu Zyquin. Hello. Welcome. Yes, have some good breakfast. All right. So, Vinoy. Hello. Welcome. Graham Garfield. Hello. Working and watching. Love it. Kate Woo. Or Cat Whoa, welcome. Good morning. The Dolphins are 3-0. Well, are they playing the Bears this year? Because if they are, they're not going to be for long. Let's see. P Max, hello. You're not here. Tequila Kid, Tequila Kid, Tacareo Kid. Good morning. Good to see you. Dave Perillo, hello. I'm here to watch some Karens. I love Karens crying about cameras. Yeah, they do. Oh, Glenn Moynair. Hello, welcome. Effin Lawyer. Hello, Paracoid Princess. Hi. I am back. Yes, hello. Welcome everybody to the stream. Glad to see y'all here. Love you guys. So, Jim Hughes, if I missed you, hello. Let's see. Shut down Rogue Nation and a Chili Troll, all in the same 2-hour stream. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. That'll be great. Did the 14th one stop do another video after that one where he was shirtless? Yes, hit that like button. Like and subscribe. Yes. I always feel like it's weird because before I became a YouTuber, I always hated the fact that they all always say that. But I've learned that, like, just from myself, like I'll be watching a video and I'll like it and I won't even, the idea, it seems so simple, but the whole idea of clicking the like button wouldn't even enter my head. So I see why they say it, because it's like, oh yeah, I'd like this. I want to click on like, and they never, not they never do. Anyway, you know what I mean. So, yeah, there's that. So anyway, a lot of things going on right now. Today is my son's birthday, the one that always pokes his head in here at the end. He's turning 8 today. So that's the commentator. Okay, so he's got another video he posted after that. We're gonna have to check that out. So yeah, my Billy Yank, hello, welcome. Glad to see you this fine morning. Yes, and you too. But anyway, like I say, today is my son's birthday, so that's going to be fun. And then apparently where we're at right now, we're right in the path of Hurricane Ian. I just bring that up because if all of a sudden I'm not posting anything. Keep an eye on my community page, because if the hurricane hits and we lose power, obviously I'm not going to be able to do this, but I'll still have my phone, so I'll be able to post in my community tab what's going on or whatever. Just keep you guys informed, make sure that I'm okay. But just let you know now that if all of a sudden in a couple days I disappear, it's probably because of the storm. And they're going crazy out here. I mean, everyone's like, there's lines, crazy lines at the gas station, because everyone got generators and they want to buy like tanks of gas to carry around to fill their generators, and people are buckling down. The lady right down the street actually just rented a hotel and she's just going to split. So it's a little scary. I'm from the Midwest, and I mean, we get some pretty good winds out there, but nothing like what they're talking about, 105 miles an hour or more. Oh boy. We're hunkering down, getting all the lawn furniture or whatever and stuff in the house, and getting everything all set up. We got tons of canned goods and everything in case we need it. So it's going to be an interesting week, to say the least. But for now, it's a great day. The Bears won yesterday. My son's birthday's today, so we're going to have a lot of fun. I hope you all stay safe. Yes. Happy 8th birthday, little Hez. Oh, that's sweet. I love you guys. So let me buy milk, bread, and duct tape. Yes, you can fix anything with duct tape. And if you can't, then you don't really need it. Then it can't be fixed anyway. Let's see. Now, we were talking a little bit about 14th Stop First Amendment shop, or One Stop. And I thought he hadn't posted anything since that one. Let me see if he's got a new one. Maybe we could check that out together. Oh, no, that's his most recent one, it looks like. Oh, how stupid he really is. Okay, that's your video. Okay, I see it. I got you. Yeah, the guy is an idiot. He makes Chili look like a genius, like he actually is a constitutional law scholar compared to One Stop. That guy's so horrible. Today, the topic of the day is directives, because I've been watching a lot of videos, obviously, with these guys, what all they're doing and all their nonsense. Yeah, I noticed some people still talking about the hurricane. So yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be interesting to see, but I don't want to harp on that. I want to harp on these directives because, all right, so I watch these videos and I hear these arguments all the time, and I was thinking about it while I was watching Troll's video last night, where this cop is telling the guy, could you please stand about 10 more feet back? He's like, no, you don't need to give me directives, and how dare you, and blah blah blah. And it made me think about, like, I've never really covered that specific issue much, and I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into it. I got a bit of a sore throat today, so if I keep stopping to drink my coffee, that's why. So what I see happening all the time in the frauditing community is that they okay, let me give an example, right? So let's say that you're standing on a place, you get this kind of thing a lot from people like NC Tyrant Hunter and Bay Area guys like that. They'll be standing on a spot where they might actually be over the property line. Like, technically they're not in the building or whatever, but they'll be like off the sidewalk a little bit on the driveway or something, right? And the people who work there obviously inevitably call the cops, because that's the reaction they're looking for, and they bait that, and we all know that. So, what's up, Doc Danger? So then the cops show up, and they'll talk to the owner or whatever, and then they'll tell the frauditor, okay, so just to let you know, if you go past this line, you're technically trespassing, right? And what I've noticed about that is the frauditors always try to spin it so that the cop is doing something wrong by giving them unlawful directives. But they'll say, hey, don't give me directives. I wasn't trespassing. I don't need you to tell me what to do. I'm an adult, and blah, blah, blah. And then the cop will always say, look, I have to tell you. And that's the thing. Like, let's take a different example, right? So let's say you got a situation where you're on, a property line that isn't specifically well defined. Okay. And the cop comes and he knows where that property line is. They explain it to him. They give him the specifics behind it, right? And then the cop says, okay, cool, and then leaves. Now, later on, you're still on the property line. They call the cops again, and a different cop comes and arrests you for trespassing. Technically, you could theoretically use the fact that you already talked to a cop and he didn't specifically tell you where the boundary line was, and you could use that against him in court. So, of course, the cop has to tell you where the property line is, right? And again, I'm just using this as an example. It could be anything. But so when the cop comes and says, okay, I need you to stand here and not here, that's not an unlawful directive. But they sell their fans on this idea that, look at this horrible, evil tyrant just barking orders at me and giving me directives. And then you watch the video and it's not that at all. He's explaining the situation. That's it. And he has to. Because if he doesn't, then you could say, well, nobody ever told me. I didn't know. Right? So this whole idea that they're always throwing out there of, oh, don't give me unlawful directives, don't tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah. Like David Prillo was saying with NC Tyrant Hunter, right? You're not my daddy. You don't tell me what to do, blah, 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 blah. Not good, not good. Yeah, I kiss. We got a new term today, the Hezers. I didn't come up with it, but I saw it in the chat. I'm like, man, I love that. That's cool. I like that. A name for my fans, the Hezers. Maybe I'll put that on a t-shirt. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. And the extreme stupidity that comes from it, of course. Man, these guys are so dumb sometimes. So dumb. And of course, we've all been over the whole, Chili DeCastro thing a million times. But I haven't checked his Grifty score in a while, so let's check it out, see where he's at right now. Last I checked, he fell down into second place. He can't even win an award for being a scumbag. Yep, he's still in second place. So I vote for him again. Frauditors and subsets hate authority. They hate to be told what to do or what not to do. Yes. Yeah, don't kick your dog. Don't beat your wife. Yeah, exactly. They'll turn around and they'll start saying things like that to the cop. And it's like, they think it's so funny. And especially their fans, they think it's hilarious. Oh, no. You're telling me what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do. But it's like they have to. Kate's got another case today with Turtle Boy. Oh, man. It's so crazy the way these idiots are stupid. Yeah. So FM Lawyer brought something up. So it's frustrating watching them waste police time and resources nitpicking over where a property line is. That has zero to do with protecting any freedoms. Exactly. Like, as always, so much of what they do serves no purpose at all, or at least to the extent that they say that they sell it, that their narrative is, I want to be a Zukai instead of a Hezer. All right, you're a Zukai. A Zukai Zyquin. Oh, hey, I like that. Zukai Zyquin. I could say that easier than Zerzai Zyquin. Case today is not with Turtle Boy. It's with Chili's buddy Zane. Oh, yeah. Zerse, you're a rebel. But anyway, okay, so David, again, I was just using that as an example. My point was that the majority of the time you watch these videos and the police are giving unlawful directives, what they're actually doing is just explaining the situation. And of course, they say, oh, they're just cops-plaining. Well, anytime anyone who happens to be an officer explains anything, all of a sudden they're cops-plaining, and it's a horrible thing. How dare they? Like, okay, don't give the people any information that, if you don't, then they could later use that against you. Like, well, nobody ever told me. No, just keep your mouth shut and don't tell them anything. And if they do something, then you know what? This is the other thing I wanted to talk about. And first of all, before I even get into what I'm about to get into, I want to throw sort of the disclaimer out there that I know and understand what the reality of the situation is. But what I'm about to say is partially going to be based on, like a satirical take, right? So not literal. But now that Illinois just basically made everything legal, all of the frauditors and all the sovereign citizens and everyone, they all need to move to Chicago. That's all. Just move to Chicago, keep doing what you're doing, and nothing will happen. Because nobody could get arrested for anything anymore in Illinois because they passed the purge law that takes place on January 1st. So you guys got a couple months to get all your stuff and get up to Chicago. And then you'll be fine, because it'll be, as of January 1st, it'll be against the law for them to do anything if you break the law. Especially like SGV and people like that. Let's get them out into Chicago. Yeah. Go ahead. Start filming people out on the street in the city. See how long that lasts. Especially when they know that they also are not going to go to jail if they do something to you. Oh, it's like all of their arguments and all their dreams have come true in Illinois as of January 1st. So all they got to do is all move over there and see how it works out for them. See what happens when they get their wish. I wonder how long they'll survive. Let's see. NC Tyrant on her. Yeah, he's definitely a piece of garbage, that's for sure. Let's see. That's it for Illinois. Yep. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad. For satire from Hez? No. Send all the stupid frauditors to Illinois. That's what I'm saying. Get all the sovereign citizens and all the frauditors and all the Moors and all these guys and just send them all to Illinois, but specifically put them all in Chicago because there are a lot of parts of Illinois that are rural and, really cool. And I don't want these idiots messing with the farmers. They're trying to work. I ain't got time for this, but you put them all in downtown Chicago and, some of them might last a couple of days, but again, the laws aren't going to apply to anybody. So as much as nobody's going to bother them for doing what they do, nobody's going to bother people who go after them for doing what they do. So it'll be great. They'll get their wish. They'll see what anarchy actually does look like. And it'll be great fun. Let's see. The assessor's office. That's right. I just watched the Blues Brothers yesterday, actually. Trivia fact, which everyone probably already knows already. Assessor was played by Steven Spielberg. So that was some good stuff. Wow, I just made that connection because we also watched Indiana Jones yesterday, and Steven Spielberg was, and then Dan Aykroyd is in Temple of Doom. Wow, see, now you got me thinking about that stuff. Oh, I love movies. We all have access to the same database, property lines, blah 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 blah. Big Wuss Audits Cry. Which wait, is that the one that? What was it? Troll just covered that. Oh yeah. Good morning, Nancy. Good to see you. We were just talking about directives. I hate hearing auditors yell at police that they should be out arresting real criminals. Well, the cops could be doing something if they didn't have to waste their time dealing with the frauditor. Yes, exactly. And that's always one of the big parts. Like I said, my throat's a little dry today, so I gotta keep stopping to sip. Sorry about that. Yes, this is the thing. And I've actually, in fact, here, let me pull it up real quick. I got, because it's, let me see. I made a video where at the end of it, they talk about it's the Frauditor iceberg. I'm not going to play the whole video, just the part that applies to what we're talking about right now. Let me get near the end here. Let's see. Hold on. I'm just queuing it up to that specific part. All right. So I made a video called The Frauditor Iceberg, parts 1 and part 2. This is the very end of part 1. It's the guy who's talking at the very end. When I first turn on this clip, because it's like at the end, I just put a bunch of clips together. It's a montage. So it's going to start with a little bit of the tail end of a clip I did from Fake News, Real Mike, or Real Mike Fake News, whatever his name is. And then it leads into this guy talking about why they audit, or at least, well, you'll see, you'll hear it from the horse's mouth. Not me making something up. This is one of these guys telling his story. So check this out, in case you didn't know.
Pre-crime. Coward. You're a coward, redcoat.
And just in case that isn't enough to convince you, check this guy out who actually tells the truth.
All right, what do you do after you bait the cops? All right, it just doesn't end right there. You still have them. You're still in that situation. So you got to make the most of it. All right. If you have just one cop, get them to call more. It's not that hard. It's I've done it many times where one shows up and then they have to get like 5 others. It's amazing. They arrive pretty quickly too, the backup, and in a way it's kind of a refreshing feeling to think that you're drawing their attention away from actual real crimes that could have been occurring at that time. It's kind of a refreshing feeling to think that you're drawing their attention away from actual real crimes that could have been occurring at that time.
Yes. See, they know. They know exactly what they're doing. Good morning, Binary Tools. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, that's it. They want to waste police time. They think it's fun. They get a rush from it. They get a adrenaline rush, and they love that feeling, So they're adrenaline junkies, and that's why they do it. They don't care about the fact that the cops could be doing something else. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there wasting so much of the police's time. Waste the cops' time. Yep. Lisa, good morning. Good to see you. Always good to have you in here too. So yeah, we've just been we started the show celebrating the Chicago Bears victory yesterday, and now we're talking about directives and how frauditors love to accuse cops for giving unlawful directives anytime a cop says pretty much anything. I don't know. That's it. Sorry. The idea basically that that no matter what you do, right, you can't win with these guys. No matter who you are, no matter what you say, they have a counter argument, or they'll just twist it and start falling back on the script and using their nonsense arguments and trying to sound smarter than they are, just something they saw some other frauditor do or read on Google. I don't know. They like to try and portray something. They try to portray something that's, like I always say, with the false narrative building, right? But they're always trying to build the same narrative, no matter what the situation is. They're trying to build it like all cops are tyrants. Anyone who works for the government is corrupt. You can't just be a person who got a good job working for the state and you're just there doing your job like everybody else. No, you have to be some horrible, evil, corrupt person who's just doing all these terrible things for no reason. The cops should just walk away. Says who? You? Oh, right. And that's another thing that none of these guys seem to comprehend is that so let me paint the picture for you. Maybe this will help you understand, okay? So let's say, for example, that you're a police officer, right? So your job is to deal with criminals all day, every day, right? Like, I've met people who've committed crimes. It's not like I was born under a rock, but I don't specifically go out of my way to seek those people out, right? I don't come into contact with criminals all day, every day, because it's part of my job. Cops do. And believe it or not, and I don't know why it's so difficult for frauditors to understand such a simple concept. Let's say, for example, let's build a scenario. Since these guys like to build scenarios, let me build a scenario. So I'm a criminal and I'm on YouTube and I'm looking around and I see one of these frauditor videos. And then I see another one and then another one. And I realize, hey, wait a minute. They're starting to train these cops to leave these guys alone because they got their cameras out. So if I want to go do something illegal, all I have to do is hold my phone up and they'll leave me alone because it's my First Amendment right. Sweet. And then if the cop asks me what I'm doing, and this is the key, a criminal who's actually there to commit a crime, like they do legitimately have a nefarious intent. If the cop asks them what they're doing, they're gonna lie. Yeah, because they're criminals. Why would they tell the truth? Yeah, but the frauditor isn't a criminal. How does the cop know that? especially when you specifically go out of your way to refuse to answer any of his questions. I assume that this guy is a nice guy because he told me he's a nice guy. So you think if somebody who is a criminal gets pulled over, they're going to tell the cop, oh, you got me. I just killed 4 people. The bodies are in my trunk. Take me away. No, they don't do that. They lie. They say, I didn't do nothing. It's like, how could anyone not understand that concept? You know, like the antithesis of intelligence. I'll tell you what, though, LJ, thank you for joining us. David shows up just about every morning, and I actually kind of enjoy having him here because he's never like straight up disrespectful or rude or mean. And, you know, it is kind of nice to hear arguments from the other side of the fence. You know, I don't have a problem with that. The auditor baits the police and more police so they don't get caught. Does that make sense? No. Could you rewrite the question in English? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense what you're saying. I don't know what that is. Let's see. People lie all the time. Yes, exactly. They absolutely lie. And that's the thing. When you get used to dealing with criminals all the time and people who lie to you all the time, you're not just automatically going to assume because someone owns a camera, because just about every cell phone has a camera built in. So nowadays, literally everyone has one. So just because they have one, now all of a sudden that means that they must be innocent just because they own a phone? Like, how does that make sense? It does not. That's the truth. Trans girl, what's up? Good to see you. All right. So anyway, the auditor baits the police more. Yeah, I don't get that. They claim they want less cops, and yet they'll go limp and make them need 6 more cops to arrest them. Yeah. Yes, exactly, FN. Frauditors want their rights protected, but they don't seem to understand that everyone else also has the right to go about their business without being harassed or annoyed by a frauditor. And that's the thing. Like, oh my goodness. Wait a minute. We got a request from Christopher O'Connor to check out Frauditor Goes Off the Deep End by Blackheart Knight. Well, let's see. Never saw an auditor go limp. I've seen sovereigns do it quite a bit. And Moors, they love to do that. Yes, Edward. Hey, what's up, HM Smitty T. This is what I was talking about earlier. I was like, you know what? We should get all of the frauditors and all the sovereign citizens and all the Moors together and send them all to Chicago as of January 1st. Let them all try doing that in Illinois. Now that, one, they're not going to get in trouble for doing what they're doing, and other people are not going to get in trouble for retaliating against them for doing what they're doing. There's not going to be any fear to grab the camera out of his hand and beat him up because you're not going to get in trouble if you do that. So it'll be really interesting to see how many audits happen in Illinois after this law goes into effect. It's not like there's a lot now anyway, but we should send them all there. That would be beautiful. Let's see. Good. All good here. Enjoying retirement. Oh, yeah. That'd be fun. Someday. If I live to be 100, maybe I'll have enough money to retire. Let's see. Oh no, LJ, that's fine. I know. It's just the reason why I said that wasn't necessarily directed at you specifically. But David's actually, hey Susan the Sasio, great granny, how you doing? Um David's actually been around for a while now, and we had an issue a few weeks ago where I got an email from him because one of my mods had blocked him, and it was like, okay, like I said, he might disagree, but he's not crossing that line. So, just make sure you guys don't do that. Um, hey, Roisin, how you doing? Welcome back. Um, Roisin, I'm going to have to, probably by the time I figure out how to do it right every time, you'll change it, right? And then I'll be like, dang nabbit. Anyway, welcome, Roisin. Great to see you. Audit them is in Chicago? I didn't realize that. Nobody has enough money to retire, right? That's a fact. It's rough out there, man. And all right, this is a whole different subject, but I mean, seriously, inflation has gone absolutely out of control. I was looking at this thing. It was like a list of prices, right? Like normal prices of everyday items over the years. Like a loaf of bread would be like, a penny. And then 10 years later, it was a nickel. And then 10 years after that, it'd be 8 cents. And then 10 years after that, it'd be a dime. And then 10 years after that, it might be 12 cents. And then now it's over $1. It like, what, mid 70s? Everything just took this huge jump. And ever since then, everything's just been going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. I have my own theories on that, but I don't necessarily want to get, political or whatever in just a discussion about pointing and laughing at idiots. But oh man, $10 to $15 for a chicken is nuts. Yeah, it's what is the January 1st law? Okay, so here's what's going on, Trans. In Illinois, only in Illinois, but in Illinois, they passed a law that takes effect as of January 1st. It's called the safety law. Not the word safety, but safe, and then the letter T, the safety law. And I'm being slightly sarcastic about it, but what it really is, the reality of it is they're getting rid of cash bonds. In other words, if you get arrested for something, you don't have to make bond to get out because there is no such thing as bonds anymore. So the idea is anyone could commit any crime and it doesn't matter because you get arrested and then they have to, print you, book you, and then let you go and hope that you show up for your court date because you promised you'd show up. So they're going to trust you to show up. And if you don't show up, it's going to be illegal for the judge to issue a bench warrant. So if you don't show up, they'll just send you a new court date and hope you show up because you promised you'd show up. So the idea is, like, if you're an auditor, it's going to be like heaven for you because you could go to Chicago and you could audit everything. And they, even if they do arrest you, there's no bond. So then you could just go home afterwards and be done with it. But the flip side of it is, if somebody's auditing you and you don't want them to audit you and you want to snatch their camera out of their hand and give them a beat down, that you also are covered by the safety law. And you also don't have a bond. And you also cannot be issued a bench warrant. So it's going to be a lot easier for someone who wants to beat up a frauditor to do it. Because just like the frauditor's not going to get arrested, well, neither am I. Well, you could get arrested, but there's no cash bond. The literal thing is there's no cash bond, right? And a lot of different people have a lot of different opinions of how it's going to blow up into this big, crazy, basically anarchy thing. The law doesn't literally make it legal to do anything, but by getting rid of cash bonds on the promise that you'll show up to court, there's a reason they have cash bonds, and it's not just so the state can make money, right? But we'll see. We'll see. How much is a 12-pack of Coke in Illinois? I have no idea, but I'm sure it's got to be at least $14. Yes. How does one put in complaints against the frauditors? It depends. If you're talking about like reporting their channel, any video, at the bottom they have these like if you click on the three dots next to save on any video, you can report the video and it'll ask you what you're reporting it for. That's probably the quickest and easy way to do it. So no murdering. Well, okay, here we go. This is when we start getting into the controversial bits of the law. If it's second-degree murder, they'll let you go. Yeah. The idea is like if I am running around killing people, then of course I'm going to go to jail and that's it. But if like, because domestics are covered by this too. So like if I get in a fight with a specific individual, then I'm not considered a danger to society at large. And I've already killed that individual, so I have no reason to kill anybody. So that law would also apply to me in that case, which is where a lot of the controversy comes from. So Illinois just made murder legal is like the way some people are spinning it. But that is why people who believe that are saying that. Nonviolent offenses. If the suspect is not a flight risk, yes, you'll be held on bail. Right, exactly. So again, it's not really as horrible. Like people are trying to spin it like they're just legalizing anarchy. Some people are calling it the purge law, but that's if you actually read the law. Technically, it's got provisions for things so that it doesn't become that. But the point is, when they talk about nonviolent crimes, because the frauditors love to talk about that, it's like, well, go to Chicago, go live in Illinois. You don't have to worry about it. They're not going to do anything for nonviolent crimes. So go ahead, have fun. If I donate money, Gamer 88. I like that because I pay your salary, so I'm your boss. So donate to them and then say, hey, I paid your salary, so now I'm your boss. And if you only paid them a nickel, well, that's about how much, in fact, less than that came out of your money to pay their paycheck, right? Dime store. Let me tell you something. I'm not that old, but I do remember when there were 5 and dimes. Absolutely. Before they became dollar stores, they were nickel and dime stores. Oh, man, that was a good idea. Ooh, counterfeit money is nonviolent. Ooh. Walking, and there you go. Like you want a nonviolent crime, just walk into a gas station, grab whatever you want, walk out. There was no violence. Free to go. Have a nice day. Yeah, it's it prevents people who have no money from being jailed for months over a minor crime. Well, that is the argument for the law, right? Again, I'm not. See, I said this before I started. Um, I was kind of taking a satirical approach towards it because how it applies to First Amendment auditors, because they're nonviolent generally, unless you're talking about like SGV or somebody who just loves to pepper spray people and use fraud auditing as an excuse to do it. Yes, counterfeit money would be not local government. It would be federal. The Secret Service, exactly. Penny candy at the bottom shelf of every 7-Eleven. Yeah, well, when I was a kid, it was a nickel for a bazooka, one little bazooka. So anyway, there's that. So that's an interesting situation coming up, and it'd be fun to see some of these frauditors try to go over there, and because of this law, see how far they can push it, because they definitely would try. All right, so since we're still talking about this, First Amendment auditors have bail money ready to go. Yeah, thanks to all of their brainwashed sycophants. Let's see. When it comes to this, let me tell you something. One of the things that drives me nuts about the inflation thing is some of you might remember this. There's a candy bar called 100 grand, and it's a normal size candy bar, just like every other candy bar. But when I was a kid, it was called the $100,000 bar. And the name was so long, that's why they shortened it to 100 grand, that the bar was like this long. Like, it wasn't a normal size candy bar, it was the $100,000 bar. And it was the same price as every other candy bar. Now, that was a great deal back in the old days. But I got this from Trans Girl. Let's see. Don't forget the U.S. has the most inmates in the world. Not a statistic to be proud of. Well, yeah, definitely not. And again, this is one of the big points that I always try to make about this whole situation, is that there's no question, and this comes up a lot, like when I talk to these people, when the interviews I've done with auditors and this and that, is this idea that there are things that need to be changed. There are problems with the system. There are problems with the law. We could all agree on that. The problem is, I don't see in what way walking into a library and filming the library, or walking up to a fast food joint and filming people in the parking lot, or walking up to a jewelry store and filming through the window, how any of those things have any effect on any of the problems with the system. Jennifer Klein, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you. Hey. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. There's so much to so much going on with the system that does need to be changed, that does need to be adjusted. There are issues, there are problems. Nobody's saying there aren't. But randomly filming random people at random times in random places, what is that going to do to fix the problems? It's not. It's not going to do anything. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Ohio's bipolar weather. It's cold today. The problem is, Frauditors go about protesting in a way that's going to do more harm than good because they don't care. Yes, that's a big part of it, is they don't care, right? And anything you say, anything you ask them, anything at all, doesn't matter to them. They're just going to keep doing what they want. Yes, it's it doesn't make any sense. It's illogical, and it does ultimately lead to. It's getting hot in here, man. I'm sweating. It does ultimately lead to the laws being changed for the worse, right? Stricter regulations on filming, which is like the opposite of what they say they want, but it is ultimately what they're causing. And we've been seeing, like, well, people were talking about Joey Vegas Valley Transparency, whatever, getting his channel taken down, and for terms of service violations. And that's, obviously it's good that somebody did something. Hey, Ted Beasley. Oh, you're talking about Guam. Yeah. He What's interesting about auditing America's Guam trip is that he did do the police station, but since then he's been doing a bunch of live feeds where he's actually filming reasonable things that someone who was on vacation would film, like sunsets and the ocean and stuff like that. So, hey, all right. Let's see. Denver Metro Audits is a jackass. Yep. There are 0 regulations on filming. Okay. Let's see. The purpose is to reserve our shrinking rights and defend the Constitution. Journalists are attacked by the police all the time. Journalists like CNN. Okay. What's an example of shrinking rights? Let's see. Yes, exactly. No matter what you say or do, you can't win, right? They'll always say, well, if you want privacy, you have to create it. Go take them in the back room. But then when you do take someone in the back room, oh, they're hiding transparency. They don't want to be transparent. They want to hide stuff. Like, seriously? That's why you can't believe anything these people say, because no matter what you do, you're wrong. Back to the signs. There's no sign saying I can't come back here. Okay, fine. We put up a sign. Well, that sign doesn't trump my constitutional rights. Okay. So, wait a minute. Whoa, hold on a second. Hit the brakes real quick. Who's doing that and getting in trouble for it? Show me a video where someone gets arrested for taking pictures on a sidewalk. Please. I'd love to see that, because I've never seen that. I've seen a lot of examples of people filming video of private businesses on a sidewalk for long periods of time. And then when the people who work at the business ask them why they're doing it, they act very suspicious and just, oh, I don't answer questions. I've seen that a lot. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody just literally standing on the sidewalk taking pictures get arrested for doing that. I've never seen it. I don't know if it's, I'm not saying it's never happened, but I personally have never seen it from a frauditor. I've always kind of had this idea that it's not the camera, it's the cameraman. But yeah, so like I was saying, for using the sign example, right? If there's a sign, they'll say that the sign doesn't go over their rights. If there isn't a sign, they'll say, well, you guys need to put up a sign. It's the same thing with you have to create, hey, what's up, Scott? It's like the idea that you have to create privacy, right? They'll always say, hey, you guys have a room in the back. So if you want to create privacy, take them in the room in the back. But if they do take them in the room in the back, then, oh, there's no transparency. You're trying to hide information from the public. So once again, no matter what you do, you can't win with these guys. It doesn't matter, you know, if they actually do, because what's his name? Craig from CH and TY Audits, right? Loves to harp on about, well, if you guys want to create privacy, you need to build a wall here and put a door there and lock it. And it's like, but if they do, what are you hiding back there? Where's the transparency? It's crap. I'll tell you, Trans, I've seen some European frauditors, especially in the UK. They're always moving the goalpost. Yes, that's it. They move the goalpost. They change the rules. Anything that you do, they don't accept it. And that's it. And there was a point somebody brought up earlier. Where was it? Let's see. All right. That was the whole thing when David said not being allowed to take pictures on a sidewalk. That was in response to he said, what you guys don't understand is that the reason that frauditors are doing this is because of our rights being taken away. So I'm like, okay, what rights are they taking away? And he said, being allowed to film on a sidewalk. Whoever said that you can't film on a sidewalk? I'm not, I don't see that, right? I watch frauditor videos all the time. That's what I do. That's what this is all about. So it's not like I've never actually seen one. I watch them all the time, and I don't see these people getting in trouble for filming. I see them getting in trouble for being, well, not even getting in trouble. That's the thing. This is why it drives me so nuts. It's like, look at these guys violating our rights. Well, if you're filming it and posting it, and I always make this argument, if you're filming the situation and posting it, where's the civil rights violation? Where's the horrible, evil tyranny? If you're filming and they didn't stop you from filming, then they didn't do anything about the fact that you were filming. If you don't get arrested, then you didn't get in trouble for filming. Just the fact that they asked you what's up in and of itself is a horrible violation of our rights. And our rights need to be protected by people not answering questions. Like, I don't get it. Leland, I have seen videos where cops have, I'm sorry, as the sun's coming out, it is getting hot. Woo-wee. Yeah, they always film up through windows. They always see, this is the thing. It's so easy. It's so easy to push this whole thing to a certain point, right? In other words, they always try to sell. What's up, Graham? They always try to sell this idea that, okay, so I'm just taking a picture. That's all I'm doing. I'm not bothering anybody and everything's cool. They approached me. That's another one that they love to throw around, right? Well, they approached me. I was just standing here filming, minding my own business, and they approached me. Well, here's the thing. If I was doing that and someone approached me and said, why are you filming? I would say, well, I have a YouTube channel and I'm just, getting some footage to to post on my channel, whatever, just tell them the situation, right? Not, well, I'm working on a story, but I can't tell you what the story is. That doesn't sound weird. Well, it doesn't sound weird to you because you're the one saying it. But anyone you're saying it to is going to think that sounds pretty weird. Like, why are you being so kind of, well, because I have the constitutional right not to answer. Okay. But the fact that, and this is another, see now, good to hear that you're not swollen, Sam. I am. Actually, I hope you feel better. So anyway, please don't use the UK frauditors example because they left the EU. I know, and I'm just saying in Europe in general, I've seen some, but not really, like you said, nobody in Amsterdam or Holland or whatever. Amsterdam's in Holland, right? France, I've never seen any auditors in most other countries except Canada and the UK. Oh, and Australia. They got a bunch of them down there. The Aussies love their frauditors. Well, first of all, Leland, if you record a football game, you could actually get in trouble for that. But technically, they're not going to stop 200,000 people with cell phones from getting some footage. But a sunset or something like that, right? That's exactly it. That's my whole point. Like, if you're filming a building, once you film the building, provinces. Okay. Yeah, the Netherlands, the Dutch. I know. I wasn't thinking. I was just talking. Hey, I'm American. What the hell do I know about anything outside of America? We're ignorant. Just look at frauditors. No, yeah, I knew that. Amsterdam and Holland are provinces. Just like, yeah, that's like when like my kids. Well, my youngest, because he's still little. He's still learning geography a little bit. He'll be like, Dad, what state are we from? Chicago? I'm like, no. It's a city in Illinois. It's different. Anyway. Devo's Nation. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's a big supporter of this channel too. Devo's Nation. He's a great guy. I like his stuff. Yes, effing lawyer. That's the thing. Like, if you film a building, a couple seconds of footage, and you have the building, you have an image of the building. 5 minutes, okay, same building, nothing has changed. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. Like, how are we supposed to think? How's anyone supposed to believe that you're just, oh, look, this is a nice building, I'm going to take some footage of it and stand like that for a freaking hour, that's not going to draw attention. And then they try to sell it like, I was walking around, I took a picture, and all of a sudden all these cops are tackling me, trying to throw me in jail. That doesn't happen. Sorry, it doesn't. It's always when they're there for a long period of time, refusing to talk to people, refusing to explain why they're there for so long and what's going on, intentionally to bait the cops or to bait the people to call the cops. That's all it is. That's all it'll ever be. Oscar, welcome, Unclean Hands. Good to see you, buddy. Always good to have you around. Skeptic was here earlier, but he had to take off. He was going to Amsterdam, actually. Oh, look at this. Education time.
Amsterdam is the capital of the Netherlands. Haarlem is the capital of North Holland, and Holland is a province of the Netherlands. Our government resides in The Hague. Cool. I like that. Kind of like we got Washington, D.C., you have The Hague. Province. I think that's part of the confusion too, because like in Canada, they have provinces, but we don't have provinces here. We got cities, towns, whatever, but states. Let's see. Frauditors have a very different perception of how the sky is purple while the rest see blue. Yeah, Team Skeptic's on his European tour, and he just was in here a couple hours ago when I first started. Well, an hour ago when I first started. And he said that, all right, guys, on my way to Amsterdam. I think that's what he said. Yeah, he's in the middle of his European tour. So, yeah, you got to see if you can find him. Track him down and go stalk him and audit him. See how he responds to that. That'd be hilarious. And then tell him I sent you. That'd be the best part. That would be hilarious. Hey, Team Skeptic, it's me, trans girl. Hezokuai sent me to say hi. That would be fun. Amagansett will put people's name and contact info on the channel, but he says he has nothing to do with subs contacting them with threats. Yeah, he loves doing that. Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, yeah. Going after schools. That's another new low in stupidity. Some of us have jobs. Yeah, right. Don't have time to be auditing or frauditing. Yeah. What do you think about unclean? Do you know anything about this? They're calling it the purge law in Illinois. We were just talking about that, saying maybe we should just send all the frauditors over there, since there's no such thing as cash bond anymore as of January 1st, and see what happens when it becomes easier, not just for them to do what they're doing, but for people who want to retaliate against them to do that and not have to worry as much about doing time over it. Never heard of it. Yeah, it's basically what it is realistically what they're doing is they're getting rid of cash bond, so that if you get arrested, once you get booked, then you don't have to pay anything, and they'll just let you go, on the promise that you'll show up to your court date if you're not what they consider a dangerous criminal. So I'm like, all right, fine. That'll be a free-for-all for these idiots. So send them all to Chicago. See how long they last auditing people on the streets out there. Especially because, again, the law is also going to apply to them. So you want to, grab a frauditor's camera and smash it. What's going to happen? You get arrested and you don't have to pay bond, and they let you go on the promise you'll show up to court. So that's it. Same thing. Good morning, ATV Thunder. Good to see you. Thunder. Recently retired. Maybe take up frauditing. Nah, I'd rather watch the grass grow. Chicago crime rate has gone up 73%. That's what I'm saying. That's why this law is such a great idea. Sarcasm noted. Yeah, it's a terrible idea, and but I mean, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen until it takes effect, and we see what the results are. They can keep you if they know you're a flight risk. Well, that's the idea. Like, people who are for the law are saying, hey, they're over dramatizing the whole thing and making it sound worse than it is. And I mean, to an extent, they probably are. I just I'm looking at it because we talk about the auditors here and this and that. Looking at how it might apply to them and be the kind of thing that they're talking about. Oh, the government should do this, they should do that. Well, they did it in Illinois, so go there. No more room in jail. Like, well, yeah, exactly. What, Leland? What did you want to ask? What's up? Oh, David the Vapid Troll is here. Oh, yeah, I know you two love each other. Oh, my goodness. That's not from a site pro the law. That's the law itself. I quickly read it. Yeah, no, yeah, that's the thing. It's the problem is like a lot of people are selling it like it's going to be anarchy, and it's not literally that. But it is. It's going to make it a little bit easier for certain people to do certain things. I mean, if they're not going to go after violent criminals, like I said, walk into a store, grab a bunch of stuff, fill your cart, walk out, call the cops. I don't care. Ain't nothing going to happen. But whatever. Good and bad to everything. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Unclean Dave was talking earlier. He's like, the problem is that they're trying to make it illegal to film, and I'm like, well, who's doing that? Show me. Like, all right, give me a minute. I got a video to show you of someone getting arrested for filming. Because again, I've seen people be arrested for trespassing. I've seen people get arrested for disorderly conduct. But I've never seen a video. I'm not saying that it's never happened, but I've never seen a video of one of these guys getting arrested for filming. You know, like the charge was filming in public. Never seen that happen. Let's see. They get to get away with pepper spraying people. Yes. And that's the best thing about the pepper spray thing, especially with people like SGV, who just got pepper sprayed himself, which is a beautiful thing. But the problem is that 90% of the time when the auditor pepper sprays a citizen, it's because they felt threatened. I thought feelings didn't matter. I thought feelings didn't void the Constitution, that the police are not feelings enforcers. But if you feel threatened, now all of a sudden feelings matter because they're your feelings. And that's always the problem. Rights only matter when they're your rights. Everybody else can just go eat shit and die, right? But your rights need to be protected. Not ours. Screw us. They call it disorderly conduct. Yeah, it's exactly what they call it. Let's see. So it isn't just for filming them. It's disorderly conduct. Exactly. Nobody ever gets arrested for filming. It's not the camera. It's the cameraman. It's not, oh gosh. It's not the camera. It's the cameraman. It's the person behind the camera. That's the problem, not the camera. Get it through your thick skull, frauditors. Nobody cares that you have a camera. They care that you're a douchebag. That's the problem. Douche hammer, poop hammer, bunghole. Kate's creeping, auditing schools, all that. Yeah. Bad stuff. Bad stuff. Not good at all. Let's see. Or the conduct is filming. The conduct is filming. No, it's not. Nope. No, sirree. Sounds like you've never actually watched a Frauditor video. Kate is still in jail. All right, well, that's cool. She's kind of a scumbag too, filming kids in schools and stuff. What's the point? Then again, maybe she got sick of sleeping in her car and, jail's a step up for her. So she gets arrested on purpose. You never know. Julie Weaver, hello, welcome. Yeah, it's has the show capital felony treason. See, here's the thing. And this is always like the excuse that they use. Like they'll point to certain specific moments, right? And they'll say, well, the cops just wanted to arrest me for filming, and they use disorderly conduct as an excuse, right? But it isn't the filming itself that's the issue. It's never the filming itself that's the issue. It's the way you act when someone asks you either not to film or why you're filming, right? And that's the key difference. Is they always love to argue that they have the legal right to do this. They have the legal right to do that. Yes, you do. Nobody's arguing that point. Nobody's saying that it's illegal for you to be walking down the street, see a building, pull out your phone and take a picture of it. Nobody's making that argument. The problem is that, what they do is retaliation. Absolutely. The overwhelming majority of them have been arrested in the past and are mad at cops for arresting them. And that's why they became frauditors, right? But the point is, when they are doing that thing, when they're doing their filming and people start asking them questions and they go out of their way to not answer the questions, to be evasive, to sound like they're being suspicious intentionally, that is going to cause suspicion. If you're baiting for it, then don't complain when you get it. That's the difference. That's the thing. Legally, they don't have to tell you anything. Right. But the fact that they're not telling you anything is going to look suspicious. It's going to look weird. People are going to want to know why you're doing what you're doing. And just saying, well, I'm a journalist working on a story, that's not a thing. They're trying to make it a thing, but unclean, just real quick. I know that you don't like David at all, but he comes in here every day and does his shtick, and that's fine with me as long as he doesn't start like insulting people personally or saying anything like racist or sexist or whatever. But actually, you know what? I just remembered something from the other day. I wanted to ask you, David, since we're having the conversation. The last comment I saw from you on my last stream you were in was, I don't know what you were saying or what it was in response to. It just said black people. What about them? What were you trying to say there? Because if you're actually crossing the line, then that's when we get into an issue, right? That's when we're going to have a problem. But right now, all right. So far, so good. See, that's the thing. It's always okay to ask questions, but you don't have to answer. Right. Exactly. But again, it's not the question. It's not the not answering the question. It's trying to sell this whole narrative, this whole idea if you listen to their fans, if you listen to their narration, they always twist it and build it up to be something that it's not. And they always act so surprised and so weirded out. Like, you're the one who's weirding them out. You know, if I'm a human, a normal human. What's up, Graham Garfield? I didn't notice you earlier. LJ Sings, hello. If I'm a normal, rational human, okay, and I'm walking down the street, and all right, I go into the store, right, because I'm changing the example because I'm going to use one that actually happened to me recently. Now that I think about it, so I walk into the gas station, and there's a cop in the gas station, right? And he's talking to the clerk. And I walk up there, I do my thing, and I say hello, and he says hello, right? And that's it. That's it. Like, but if I was an auditor, when I saw there was a cop in there, I'd immediately pull my camera out, walk up to him, and start telling him, hey, did you know that I have the First Amendment right to film you, buddy? So I'm going to film you all day, whether you like it or not. What are you going to do about it, huh? Huh, you coward? You red coat coward? You pig? What's your problem? Like, why? And then post the video and call the cop a tyrant. Like, but I legally can do that. So what? There's a lot of things that are legal. I've always used this example. Like, if you're married and you cheat on your spouse, you're not going to go to prison for cheating. Technically, you could say that cheating is legal. So does that mean that you have to educate your spouse by cheating on them? Educate them that it's legal to cheat? Like, just because it's not illegal doesn't mean that you have to do it. I need to stand up for my right to cheat on my spouse. So I'm going to do it because I don't want people to make it illegal to have sex with other people. And then your wife gets mad at you for cheating on her. And you say, I wasn't cheating on you because I want to cheat on you or because I don't love you. I was doing it to educate you that cheating is legal. Like, it's the exact same mentality. Just because it's legal to do it doesn't mean it's okay to do it or that you should do it. Dagnabbit. I see the stuff in there and I forget who's who and what's what. And I don't know. I try to say hello to everybody. Graham Garfind. Why can't you have a nice, easy Polish name like Zdarsky or something? Graffind. Whatever. Welcome. Good to see you. Always good to see you. In my state, it's still technically illegal to cheat. Well, that's what I'm saying. But again, nobody's gonna do time for it. The worst thing that happens, I think, when it comes to cheating is, if they grant a divorce, if you can prove that the spouse was cheating, there's legal ramifications as far as divorce goes. But again, that's another thing. But the point is, you get my point, I hope. I assume my fans are intelligent enough to understand what I'm trying to say. The point is, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And this is the other thing. When you look at their arguments about these things, the world that they want to live in, they try to sell this idea that they want less government, right? But logically, what they're actually asking for is more regulation. That's the problem. The solution to what they do is not, first of all, I don't believe that most of them actually are trying to change anything. What's up, Wharf Bear? They're just trying to get a response and make YouTube money, right? But for the ones who actually do believe in the movement, that do believe that they're actually trying to do something, the idea that they're selling is that they're trying to make less regulation and less law. But the only effect what they're doing logically, realistically could possibly have would be more regulation and more law. Because right now, if you read a bill, it could be like this thick, right? With all the pages and all the stuff. But now they want it to be this thick because they want the law to specifically state in detail no cellular phones or digital cameras and a list of every possible recording device that could ever exist in the universe that hasn't even been invented yet. And like they have to, well, that doesn't specifically say this kind of camera on it, so I should be able to use this camera. It doesn't specifically say this, so that means I could do it. So now you have to have every single specific, minor, insignificant detail of everything you do outlined in every law. I mean, there's no law saying I can't go like this. So now they have to write that into the law. Like literally every possible anything anyone could ever possibly think of has to be written in the law. That's going to be more government control. That's going to be more of all the things you supposedly are fighting against. There's no logic. None. These guys are so dumb, so stupid, so lame, and their arguments don't make any sense to me. Hee hee. K-Far, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Anyway, yeah, we were just talking about the post office is a government entity. Oh, now he's going to start with that. Anyway, that's another example of what I was just talking about. Anyway, anyone who just recently joined us and missed the beginning, we started off talking about how wonderful it was that the Bears won yesterday. Yeah, go Bears. And then we were talking about directives and the whole idea that these idiots love to accuse the police of giving them unlawful directives anytime any cop says anything. They're either cop-splaining or they're giving directives. And that no matter what you do or say, you can't possibly win, right? I always use the example, if there's a sign, they say the sign doesn't trump my constitution. If there isn't a sign, they say you guys should have a sign, and round and round. And then we were talking about, a different example of that same kind of thing, where like they'll always say, and I've heard this happen a lot. They'll say, well, we're trying to have a private conversation. Well, that's why you have rooms in the back. So you could take them in the back room and have your privacy. You can create privacy that way. That's why you have private rooms. But if they actually do take someone into a private room, now all of a sudden they're hiding transparency. They're trying to keep everything secret and not be transparent by hiding in the back room. You can't win. There's no possible way that anything anyone does to appease these idiots is ever going to be enough. Because it has to be a negative interaction to sell the video. That's all it is. And that's why it's extraordinarily difficult for me to believe the idea that they're actually doing this for legitimate social or political change. No, they're doing it for chump change in their pocket. Money, 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 money. Sweet, sweet money. If you have a complaint about Poster 7, nobody's got a complaint about Poster 7 except for idiots. Let's see. Hey, Prince Jedi Master, what's up? Carl's Order of the Squirrel, welcome. Good to see you. Auditors have a hard time with reading comprehension. Yeah, they sure do. They love to take things out of context and misinterpret and just make the whole everything just not anything. Did you get my response? Oh, no, I didn't see it. Let's see. Let me scroll back here a little bit. See if I can find it. The post office is a government entity. Okay. Yes, they do rules on their property. Okay. No, I did not. I'm still scrolling. I found it. Oh, wait. What do we got going on here? Sam, I am. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you so much. Post offices are federally regulated, but not federally funded. Yeah, it's a different thing altogether. Oh, I got you, David. I got you. Okay. So, here's the thing. It's always like bits and pieces of different things taken out of context, right? And that's exactly what you're doing there, right? What I'm saying is every time there's a sign saying that they shouldn't do something, they say the sign doesn't apply to me. I'm not saying that means that everyone should obey every sign every time, no matter what it says. But my point is, if there's not a sign, they'll say, you guys need to put up a sign. So then they put up a sign and they say, well, that sign doesn't apply to me. So you can't win no matter what you do. That's the point. And I get now what you're saying. Well, in the old days, they had signs that said no black people. It's like, well, that is illegal. You can't do that, right? And that's the thing, these false equivalencies and these insane scenarios that these people build. And every time I get into a debate with one of these guys, they always do that. They love to do that. Like the example I used yesterday, I don't remember exactly specifically what it was, but it was basically like, hey, this guy went to this jewelry store and filmed inside the window and then freaked out when somebody asked him why he would film a jewelry store. And what's the point of filming a jewelry store? What's the purpose? And the answer I got was, well, did you hear about that cop that killed that guy that time? And what does that have to do with you standing out in front of a jewelry store filming? Hey, an ordinance or a policy for a building that says that no cameras allowed inside the building is not equivalent to no Bears hats or no shirt, no shoes, no service, whatever. It is the equivalent to no shirt, no shoes, no service. It's a policy that is not created for the reasons that you guys like to try and spin it and bring up false equivalencies. Saying something that's blatantly racist or blatantly sexist or whatever that really is a violation of civil rights is not the same thing as having a policy in a building, especially Andrew. Good morning. Especially if it's a rule that applies to a place that has private information inside, right? And that's always the thing. It's like so many places that these guys go to will say, if you want to film in here, you can talk to so and so. Like, we have a public relations office, we have someone that deals with that sort of thing, right? And the argument would be, well, I shouldn't have to ask permission because it's my right. Well, okay, I get that idea, but why is it so difficult to just tell the guy, hey, I want to come in there and film, I'm working on a thing for my YouTube channel? Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I brought this up yesterday, about a year, maybe a year and a half ago. I did a post office. I did it. And I posted it, and nothing happened. Why? Because when they said something to me, I told them, I'm making a YouTube video. And they said, cool. Go ahead. What's the problem? Why is that so horrible? Why is that so tyrannical? Why is it so insane to just have some level of basic human decency? Like, well, legally I don't have to. So now you want them to make laws that say you have to be nice to people? Like, the only way you're going to be nice to people is if there's a law that specifically states you have to be nice? Because your excuse for not being nice is, well, there's no law saying that I have to be nice. So that's what you want, is for them to make a law that forces you to act a certain way for you to be just basic human decency? That's insane. Anyway, good luck, I kiss, because they're numbing people up. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what did KFR say? It looks like, oh, we need to donate money to the auditors to send them to Titanic too. Like I said, KFR, we should send them all to Chicago as of January 1st when the safety law takes place, and see how long they last when people who want to beat them up are not afraid of getting in trouble for doing it. Anyway, it's getting to be about that time. Today's my son's birthday. He turns 8. So I'm going to get ready. I got, I don't know if you can see from here, I got the balloons and stuff all blown up and ready to go. So I have to decorate real quick before he wakes up, and make sure all of his presents are ready and everything's good to go. Got the cake and all that. Yeah, he's going to be 8. Well, I guess he is 8. And when he wakes up, we're going to have his little birthday party. It's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun. So I think I'm pretty much going to wrap it up here. I want to say thank you once again to everybody here. Sam, I am. Thank you for joining. Always good to see everybody here. Love you guys. Love these morning streams. Having a lot of fun. I think that pretty much wraps it up. I did want to thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so you got to make sure all of the presidents are ready. Do your homework and watch Direct D's response to his 1-year sentence. I've actually had Direct D on this channel. I interviewed him, and me and him got along very well. So, I get it. Congratulations. Have a nice day. Also, just want to mention again, do I game? Not online, but yeah, sometimes I like playing video games. I was thinking of adding more of that stuff to my channel. In fact, the reason my name's Hezokuai is because that was the name of my character on World of Warcraft back when I first started the channel. But anyway, I got, well, yeah, I play Skyrim and stuff. So I got this Elvis gnome, and I'm going to have him wrap it up for me because I always do my little Elvis quote at the end. So I'm going to have him do it this time. Look at this guy. He's got the full bit. It's pretty cool. Anyway, like I say, just for future reference, over the next couple days, I always try to do these every morning, but I'm literally standing right in the path of Hurricane Ian. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple days. If our power goes out and stuff, obviously I'm not going to be able to do this. So if I disappear all of a sudden, keep an eye on my community tab. I'll be able to use my phone to post updates on there and make sure that we're all good. I want one, not. But everything should be fine. Thank you guys very much for coming out. And like I always say at the end of all my streams, I'll let him say it for me once again. Oh, yay, yay, I'm all shook up.